Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. When an unaware Brooke shows up to the Forrester mansion, Ridge makes love to Taylor. Friday, December 20th, 2024, Steffi gives Finn an update, Ridge has a discovery, and Brooke vows Zen to silence on the Bold and the Beautiful today. Brooke's big mistake is discussed by Ridge and Taylor at the Forrester estate. Given how much she says she cares for him, Taylor finds it hard to believe. Ridge regrets that she has joined Hope and Carter. According to Taylor, she doesn't appear to be taking his sentiments into account. Taylor always does, according to Ridge. Perhaps she was correct all along. Brooke tells Zen she agrees with them in the main office of Forrester. It was wrong for Carter and Hope to take Forrester away from Ridge and Steffi. She will exert every effort to return it to them. Zen is sworn to secrecy. I'll let him keep it to himself. She claims that the sole reason she accepted the position was to persuade Carter to resubmit the LLC paperwork. She thinks that, with the correct leadership, Carter and Hope may succeed at the organization. She will restore the company of the Forresters. That is the final reason she accepted the position. Zen exclaims, Brooke, my God. Brooke can see why Carter and Hope felt compelled to take action, but this was a heinous act. If you can pull this off, I will always be devoted to Ridge and the Forresters when it comes to this firm, which Eric and Stephanie started from the ground up. Always. Finn and Steffi discuss supporting one another at the Cliff House. He apologizes for the difficulties she is facing. He hasn't even heard the most recent news from Steffi. It's about Brooke. She claims that she committed an unspeakable act. Finn assumes that she is now supporting Carter and Hope. Steffi gives a shrug. The Logans remain united. Finn questions how she can tolerate working for them given they stole the business, but he says she's actually on their team. According to Steffi, it's because she gets to be in command. She has taken over as Forrester Creations' new CEO. Finn finds it amazing that Brooke publicly announced her position as CEO without informing Ridge. Hope and Carter are at fault. Brooke ought to be aware of that. Steffi assumes she is exploiting the circumstance to further her own career without considering her father's feelings. Ridge informs Taylor that she is returning to Los Angeles at the Forrester house. It wasn't a coincidence when she did. He thinks she arrived just when he needed her. Taylor believes she most needed him. She reminds him of his assistance to her. She has a valid argument, he teases. After they chuckle, Ridge becomes solemn. Brooke is aware of the significance that firm holds for him. She stood with them even though she ought to have been disgusted by her daughter. I can no longer do this. You were correct all along. He approaches Taylor and rubs her shoulder while gazing into her eyes. Finn asks Steffi if he's removing her issues while giving her a massage at the Cliff House. She lets out a sigh. My biggest issue? She might erase herself today. Brooke? Asks Finn. Steffi is unable to comprehend her thoughts. Her dad is staying at her grandpa's house, she explains. Brooke should go over there and tell him if she truly cares about him. On the contrary, she betrayed him. She believes that her father has had enough. Perhaps he'll come to the realization that her mother is his genuine love. Taylor stutters, maybe we should, I know today's been emotionally challenging at the Forrester mansion. Ridge takes a step back and considers that they should call it a night and deal with everything again tomorrow. Taylor tells him he's not by himself. She advises him to call her at any time if he has trouble falling asleep. And I'll do that, Ridge laughs. He picks up a bottle of alcohol and goes upstairs, saying, I'll give you a call. Taylor lets out a breath and goes to get her handbag. She pauses, glances up the stairs, and ponders. Zen informs Brooke at Forrester that Ridge will be grateful when she returns the business to them. He inquires about her initial approach. Brooke must immediately go tell Ridge. She does not wish for him to misinterpret her intentions. She will reassign him to lead Forrester Creations. Imagine the smile on his face when I tell him why I took over his position. Zend is very grateful to her. This is such a relief. Brooke cautions him that he must keep this a secret to prevent Carter from learning about her activities. She will inform Ridge. I am the one he trusts the most. Ridge paces his chamber at the mansion. He reflects on his intimate meeting with Taylor in the living room. He turns abruptly to see her standing at the doorway, holding 2 glasses. She puts them on the bureau and approaches Ridge. They look directly into one another's eyes. As Taylor reflects, Ridge, how much he needs her in his life has become clear to him as a result of what you've been through tonight. Before you can see what's in front of you, you may need to reach your lowest point. Taylor husks, I just want to love you. Then do it. They share a kiss. Ridge Taylor B&B. Steffi wants her parents to be content and enjoy that kind of relationship at the Cliff House. With Brooke, her dad will never understand, but with her mother, he can. She gets a forehead kiss from Finn. As he nibbles her neck and the clothing begin to come off, the intensity of their kiss intensifies in Ridge's bedroom. She smiles up at him as he places her on the bed and gets on top of her. Taylor caresses Ridge's arms and back as they share another kiss. Brooke knocks on the door outside and asks, Ridge? I must speak with you. Ridge was right, he should never again serve as CEO of Bold and the Beautiful. Ridge and Taylor continue making love along the road upstairs. This was never supposed to be a job. Although Ridge is rarely correct on many issues, he was correct on one: he should never again serve as CEO of Forrester Creations. He simply isn't a good fit for it. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge demonstrated to himself why he should never be in charge of his father's business. The handle flies. The handle flies off Ridge. He allows his rage to control him. For instance, he used foul language when referring to Hope. His relationship with Brooke ended as a result of this. Kay feels that Ridge was in his feelings, even if he acknowledges that it was a poor choice of words. The takeover by Forrester Creations clearly infuriated him. Despite the fact that his best buddy had deceived him, he blamed Hope. Another hot-headed leader is the last thing Forrester needs. Someone who can ground the ship and guide it back to safe harbors is needed by the corporation. Brooke might be that individual. Bad choices. Fans of B&B are well aware of Ridge's waffler status. He is unsure of the status of his connection with Brooke. He was unable to respond directly to Eric. Still, he's eager to go into bed with Taylor. Ridge seldom expresses his opinions, which is a horrible quality in a leader. He is unable to make snap decisions. For this reason, he gave his daughter Steffi the most of the task. He is unwilling to take on the responsibilities. Remain focused on designing. At least Ridge is self-aware enough to see his shortcomings in the corporate world. His initial passion, designing, is what he would prefer to concentrate on. It makes him happy and calm. Aside from his kids, perhaps Ridge's only passion is clothes design. What do you think? Was Ridge an effective CEO? Ridge is furious and claims that Brooke stabbed the Forresters in the back while he was taking over as CEO in order to return the company to Ridge. As Carter and Hope put pressure on Brooke to take over as CEO, Eric, Steffi, Taylor, and Ridge discuss how to handle being betrayed on Bold and the Beautiful today. Recap of Wednesday's B&B. Brooke refused to explain why Electra was fired, Will threatened Remy, and Brooke was taken aback when she was offered the CEO position. Hope is beaming at the Forrester office while Carter tries to persuade her mother to take over as CEO. They remind her that she used to be a fantastic CEO. He can tell she's apprehensive and understands how difficult this is for her. However, he believes that when Steffi and Ridge realize how successful the business is, they will return. Although they don't want to start a fight with Ridge, they should be able to get past this because they are fated to be together. They need to make things official as soon as possible, but he doesn't want to push her. According to Brooke, Ridge will lose it if she agrees. They inform her that she is the most competent person. She can see the future and is a unifier. Despite feeling overburdened, Brooke doesn't need time to think. "I'll do it," she declares. Hope gives Carter a hug. Brooke fidgets, sighing. She acknowledges to Hope that she wishes things weren't going this way. She feels uneasy about it. Carter suggests they can seek elsewhere if she isn't totally committed. Zend interrupts to announce that Spencer Digital is present and requests a comment. Hope is certain that they are searching for something obscene. Carter gives Charlie the order to dismiss the reporters and advises Brooke to draft a statement. Zend is surprised by that. Brooke requests that he speak with Katie and arrange it. Hope and Carter are overjoyed. He says it's time for everyone to be aware that Forrester Creations has a new leader. Furious with the takeover, Eric, Steffi, and Ridge head back to his house. Eric is reminded to relax by Ridge and his daughter. When Taylor arrives, he apologizes for disturbing him. Ridge informs her that she is related. She is sad that they are experiencing this. Eric will do everything in his power to put an end to this farce. They tell Taylor it's a dead end when she agrees to speak with Carter. Because of their exaggerated egos, Carter and Hope genuinely believe they can manage everything. Ridge claims that no one is available to manage the ship. They discuss Hope's equally abrupt interest in Carter as well as the abrupt takeover. Steffi and Ridge are certain that Hope is only taking advantage of Carter. Steffi gripes that Hope is too much like her mother. She has the ability to influence a man without him noticing. Ridge finds it incomprehensible that Brooke would justify her daughter's actions. Steffi claims that her father cannot remain with an enemy sympathizer. Ridge and Brooke had experienced hardships in the past, as Eric notes. Steffi maintains that this is unfair and that he should avoid Brooke and Hope at all costs. Eric asks him how his relationship with Brooke is going. Ridge gives a sigh. Taylor observes him. Ridge claims that he is currently concentrating on something other than Brooke. Steffi receives a notification that the launch of Forrester is imminent. They believe this to be damage prevention. Brooke texts Ridge back at Forrester, stating that they must speak. As Zen sets up the camera and lighting, Hope assures her mother that she is capable. As the stream begins, Brooke informs viewers that although there have been significant changes, people's favorite things will not alter. In addition to managing the LLC, Carter will take over as CEO and restore HFTF. Eric, Steffi, and Ridge will all be taking time off. The business is in capable hands. "My hands," she says. Steffi's mouth drops as she watches this, and Ridge gives a sour nod. He has no idea why he would do this. Eric believes that Brooke is being used by Carter. Steffi is certain that all of this was done to get power. Despite not being married to Ridge, Brooke even referred to herself as Brooke Logan Forrester, as she and Taylor note. Eric argues that they don't want to start a public argument, while Steffi feels that they should have their own press conference. "She gave us a backstab," Ridge says. Brooke has revealed her true Logan colors, according to Steffi. Steffi departs to pick up the children, and Eric departs for a meeting. Taylor and Ridge are left alone. He informs her that Hope and Carter's treachery was not nearly as bad as what Brooke just did. She claims that Brooke consistently breaks his confidence. He is so deserving of better. Ridge claims that he always finds an excuse to see her again, yet it all happens again. He must acknowledge that he has harmed himself. "Doctor, you might be correct." He tells her, "Perhaps you were correct all along." After telling Brooke everything was fantastic, Carter and Hope return to Forrester and drop her off at her new residence with Zend. She is accused by Zend of fully committing to the coup. She says Carter coerced her into becoming CEO, but he won't believe it. She acknowledges that Carter and Hope's actions were immoral, and she feels terrible for hurting Ridge. She maintains that she is not permitting this. Giddily claims to have a strategy to return the business to Ridge. Brooke's redemptive intent, Ridge's revelation. Here are the spoilers for Friday, December 20th, 2024's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate learning how Brooke Logan intends to make things right for Ridge Forrester in tomorrow's episode. Speaking about Ridge, after viewing Brooke's live broadcast for Forrester Creations, he is confronted with reality. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The redemptive motives of Brooke Logan. According to Friday, December 20th B&B teasers, Brooke was persuaded to accept the CEO role by Carter Walton and Hope Logan. Brooke is aware that Ridge will lose it. Nevertheless, Brooke accepted the job anyhow. Carter intended to announce the decision at a press conference immediately. Ridge didn't reply when Brooke tried to text him to let him know. Zend Forrester Dominguez attacked Brooke following the live broadcast. Brooke refuted Zend's accusation of betrayal. According to Brooke, she has a strategy for returning the business to the Forrester family. B&B spoilers, the disclosure of Ridge Forrester. Ridge will still be in disbelief over the treachery on Friday, December 20th. Ridge has no idea what Brooke's plan is because he hasn't seen or spoken to her. Ridge currently believes that Brooke betrayed him and joined the enemy. Naturally, Taylor Hayes and Steffi Forrester Finnegan were there to warn Ridge not to approach Brooke. Taylor Hayes enters the picture. According to Friday, December 20th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor will intervene now that Bridge is split. Even though Taylor claims she doesn't need a partner, it's obvious that she has a specific man in mind. Even though Ridge is currently drawn to Taylor, what will happen when Brooke gives the Forrester family back control of the business? Friday, December 20th, 2024, spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans may also witness what transpires following Electra Forrester's termination in Friday's episode. Katie Logan is probably questioned by Will Spencer to find out the truth. But what happens when Katie reveals Will Electra's pictures? Can their romance withstand being sabotaged by Remy Price? Will Electra discover her friend's true identity? Additionally, there is the matter of Luna Nozawa and Bill Spencer. Luna indicated an appeal, but she is still incarcerated. Is a judge insane enough to let Luna go? On Friday, December 20th, 2024, whose storyline are you most excited to see? What do you think will happen to Brooke, Zend, Taylor, and Ridge? What lies ahead for Will, Katie, Electra, and the other characters? Is Brooke's suffering a direct result of Ridge's hurried wedding to Taylor? According to spoilers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan's postponed wedding preparations have been the subject of a lot of recent conversation. Although the pair seemed excited about their impending marriage at first, the plot finally caused them to give up on the notion completely. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, have you been there or done that? It feels like a been there, done that moment for Ridge now, but once he gets back in touch with Taylor Hayes, his viewpoint may change. His desire to be married again might be sparked by this reconnection, and he might simply want Taylor to be the person he says I do to. Not to mention that prior to the CPS incident in 2022, Ridge was about to wed Taylor once more. He was prepared to take such action until he learned that Brooke had not called CPS on Thomas Forrester. Actually, Thomas was the one causing issues by using a voice changer program. B&B spoilers, Ridge was unable to attend the wedding. Torn between Brooke's innocence and the knowledge that Taylor hadn't been the one to tell the truth, Ridge was unable to keep his word. On what was meant to be Ridge's wedding day, Steffi Forrester revealed the news to him even though Taylor eventually realized the truth. After giving these incidents some thought, Ridge might decide that he ought to have married Taylor instead, in accordance with his genuine feelings. It's easy to picture him asking Taylor to marry him again, excited to bring their wedding plans back to life. This whole CEO thing about Brooke could be the last straw for Ridge. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, finalizing the agreement? Ridge will give Taylor all of his attention, which may result in a formal reconciliation or possibly a hasty marriage, which would please Steffi. Ridge may remarry Taylor if he feels prepared to accept a happy future, which would cause Brooke even more grief. In essence, even though Ridge doesn't want to wed Brooke, he might be amenable to a quick wedding with Taylor, which would undoubtedly cause Brooke even more pain. We anticipate that Ridge will give Taylor his whole attention, so we'll keep you informed of any future wedding arrangements. According to spoilers, Taylor and Ridge might make big moves in the future, so check back for more information. The viral announcement from Brooke and Will's Truth Quest. This week, Brooke Logan's viral declaration rocked both families to their cores and sent shockwaves through Los Angeles and beyond, escalating the tension at Forrester Creations. Will Spencer, meanwhile, set out on an unrelenting hunt for the truth in an effort to unearth information that would alter the course of events for all parties. The viral move of Brooke. Brooke made a startling statement on social media on the situation at Forrester Creations, which was unexpected. She disregarded conventional channels and spoke directly to millions of viewers by exposing her frustrations and goals through the power of a live-streamed declaration. Brooke depicted treachery, poor leadership, and the need for change at the company's top with poise and accuracy. When she said, "The time for silence is over, Forrester Creations deserves leadership that honors its legacy and prioritizes its future." The effect was instantaneous. The live stream went global in a matter of minutes, eliciting responses from both ardent Forrester supporters and critics. While Brooke's family members were left grieving from the impact, stakeholders and employees rushed to understand her audacious move. Specifically, Rich Forrester was caught off guard, his initial rage turning to a profound sense of betrayal. He questioned in a heated exchange with Eric, "How could she do this? This isn't just about the company, it's about us." A strategic approach. Brooke did not make the decision to go public lightly. The internal power conflicts that had immobilized the company and threatened its future had made her more and more frustrated. She purposefully used her viral statement to change the conversation and mobilize support from the public. She had put together a group of supporters behind the scenes, including astute public relations specialists and legal counsel, to make sure her message was received as effectively as possible. But there was a price for the move. Brooke alienated important family members and supporters by revealing Forrester's private affairs in such a public way. Already at conflict with Brooke over the company's direction, Steffi Forrester was incensed. Steffi vented, "She's turned this into a spectacle," during a heated boardroom discussion. "This isn't about saving Forrester, it's about saving Brooke." Brooke held fast in the face of criticism. She said to Katie in a private talk, "Sometimes, you have to break things apart to build them back stronger. I'm willing to take the heat if it means protecting what matters." Will's search for the real truth. Will Spencer was discreetly starting his own mission while Brooke's declaration took center stage in the media. Having been raised in the shadow of influential and frequently cunning people, Will had a strong sense of when something wasn't quite right. He had recently started to think that important figures in his family and outside were concealing important facts that would have far-reaching effects. Will was determined to learn the truth, so he started looking through business documents, private letters, and unspoken gossip. He faced people like Hope Logan and Carter Walton, who had both been connected to recent scandals, as a result of his quest. "You can't keep pretending everything's fine," Will demanded in a heated conversation with Hope. "People deserve to know the truth." Will discovered a number of discrepancies and possible cover-ups as he dug deeper, which suggested a wider conspiracy. His findings cast doubt on the intentions of a number of important participants, including Brooke. Could she have used her widely shared declaration as a distraction to draw attention away from her own behavior? Agendas that converge. Will's unrelenting research and Brooke's audacious plan came together to produce the ideal storm of intrigue and drama. Will's findings threatened to damage Brooke's reputation and make her intentions more difficult as she intensified her attempts to take over Forrester Creations. Other characters, meanwhile, tried to take advantage of the pandemonium for their own benefit. Still in shock after Brooke's announcement, Steffi and Ridge started planning how to offset her increasing power. Ridge said, "We'll give her a fight if she wants one." Eric Forrester, meantime, was caught between his feeling of familial devotion and his mounting disenchantment with the internal strife. He bemoaned, "This isn't what I built," in a moving exchange with Quinn. "We're tearing each other apart, and for what?" A dramatic battle. The scene is set for a dramatic confrontation between Will's pursuit of the truth and Brooke's widely shared declaration. The future of Forrester Creations is in jeopardy because of the high levels of tension and the constantly changing partnerships. Will her tactics backfire and cost Brooke all she values, or will her well-thought-out gamble pay off? And what revelations will surface as Will keeps unearthing secrets, and how will they change the lives of all those involved? The drama is far from done, that much is clear. Every choice has the potential to have disastrous repercussions in the high-stakes world of the bold and the beautiful. Viewers can only speculate as they wait for the next twist, who will win and who will have to pick up the pieces.